Hickok 45 here, your internet shooting companion, coming to you from the beautiful hills of oh no, wait a minute, the beautiful hills of Arizona. Yes, you should be able to tell that from these strange growths behind me, right, and in front of me, and everywhere. You just can't see them all. But yes, the beautiful hills of Tucson area and other parts we can't talk about in Arizona. Okay, we come to you from an undisclosed location, right? Not a lot of traffic, but you know, there's some civilization nearby. So yeah, as I told you, I'm going to try to do a Sunday shoot around no matter where we are, whether I can shoot or not. All right, so the only shooting I'll be doing in this particular one, is shooting the bull. All right, as always, I'm a pro at that. So got my list of announcements and just a couple of topics, update you. Again, the primary purpose is to be in touch with you guys in a timely manner so that I can give you timely rambling, okay? Timely, meaningless rambling instead of just, you know, totally irrelevant, meaningless rambling that could have been done 2 weeks ago or whatever. Anyway, good to talk to you again. And I am in a beautiful spot, aren't I? This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. If you grew up in Kentucky like me, Tennessee, yeah, this is just different. Just different. If you grew up out here, this is normal. And when you go to Kentucky or Tennessee, you cross the Mississippi, the eastern side, you think that's bizarre, probably. Really, really different, right? So anyway, good to be with you again, and make sure I don't skip anything and don't take too long. That last shooting, Sunday shoot around went too long, didn't it? Yeah, I think so. Before we get anywhere though, again, a reminder on Virginia, because you know, tomorrow, you know, the big day in Richmond, some of you are going. I've already explained, lots of commitments out here in the West, can't be there. Primarily, we just hopefully help make sure people know about it, as everybody on the internet has done. Hopefully you've been keeping up with Facebook postings and vlogs, different things that we've been doing. You know, there are people who don't watch the Sunday shoot arounds, believe it or not. We're shooting the breeze. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram or anything, and they'll tune into a shooting video and say, what do you think, Hickok, about the Second Amendment? You know, I see you really need to ask. Okay, but anyway, I think, as I have said before, you'd have to be under one of these rocks not to know what's going on in Virginia. And I hope as many of you will be there that can be there, right? A lot of people, like us, we have commitments, but best we can do is help get the word out, as we've tried to do. And the same thing we've been doing, and I've been doing my whole life, but we've been doing for a decade or more, is trying to get people to the polls, to be active, and to help prevent this sort of thing from happening. Once you let the gun banners get into office, it's harder to do anything about it. You can, but it's harder to do anything about it. Again, this is a lesson for all of us in every state, as I've said. It's like most things. The time when you have an emergency is not the time to start saving up money, right? The emergency in Virginia and in other states, the time to get serious about those emergencies that occur in the state houses regarding gun banning is when it's like 2 years ago during the elections, or 4 years ago, or 8 years ago, or 10 years ago, being active politically. That's really, we all need to do a better job of that, or we're gonna go down, in time if we don't. Because the other side, we know, they are just more active. They're better organized in a lot of ways, and they're just very active. A lot of those people who want to change the world and they want to control you and me, a lot of them don't have a lot going on in their lives. Okay, I know that sounds pretty mean and negative, but I think it's true. And some political cause is something some of those folks, they concern themselves with every minute of every day. you know. So anyway, we're busy doing our lives, you know, for the most part, working, enjoying our hobbies, and you know, we're just not as active sometimes or as organized as they are, and we've got to work on that. Okay, so that's my preaching to you. So anyway, Virginia's going to be crazy tomorrow, isn't it? So I hope everybody behaves and we don't have a bunch of wackos, you know, upsetting things, you know, and that it's just an extremely good demonstration of how many people resent what's going on there, you know, in the Capitol. I hope it's just an incredible lesson for those people and for the folks in every other state. So anyway, be good, be careful, keep your head on a swivel if you're there. All right, do what you can. What else? Oh man. Well, I already told you where I am, right? Not in Kansas, not in Tennessee. You can pretty well tell that. So beautiful. If you didn't know that, you know, these saguaro cactus, you know, are protected if you're ever out here, and I think everybody knows that. It takes a long time for them to grow this big, and they're really interesting. You see some of them have been damaged, but you know, some of that was like a long time ago. Some of these things are around here, they've been around here long enough that, you know, guys back in the 1880s might have taken pot shots at some of them when they were smaller. I believe some of them are that old. So you might see one that Doc Holiday used to pin his target to, you know, take some target practice. You never know. So anyway, keep in mind that elections matter. That's the main thing. No matter whether you're in Virginia or not, and most of you are not, it's just the most important thing we can do, because they do. Every little county election, state election, national election, it matters. And I have talked about before how I am kind of a single issue voter. Now that can be taken as a negative. You know, when people say they'll accuse you of being a single issue voter. And I think in my case, I'll defend myself. I believe that's fine, because my big issue is really freedom and liberty, individual liberty and freedom. And you can call that the Second Amendment. You can call that firearms freedom, because it's not just, you know, people want to accuse us of wanting to protect our hobby, you know, as if it's something like flying remote airplanes or something or whatever, growing tomatoes, I don't know. But you show me a politician who understands the Second Amendment and respects it and will protect it, then I'll show you a politician who probably, in 99% of the cases, is going to vote along the lines of my philosophy on other issues, okay? And that's just a fact. And so it is kind of a litmus test for me. It really is. Just like the converse of it is true. You show me a politician who wants to ban our firearms, I'll show you a politician who's a totalitarian wannabe and wants to control your life and my life, wants to increase the nanny state. You know, so yeah, I am kind of a single issue voter. Not, you can call it guns, but it's really liberty and individual freedom. And so a lot of folks, I think, who are involved in a political party, other than I don't know, well, just involved in a political party or supports politicians who, I don't know, they're for, I don't know, the water right of way or something, where they look, whatever it is. Give another look and see what their position is on the Second Amendment, on firearms, you know, before you vote. They might be voting property rights like you like or something, or lowering property taxes in your county or whatever the heck it might be. Try to give the Second Amendment more priority if you can. That would be my advice, okay? And because, you know, we're getting so many people elected to office at the county, state, national level. They're just trying to take our firearms rights away, okay? Freedom, liberty, how it translates, I think. So, anyway, enough preaching on that, perhaps. What else? Well, let me go ahead and let you know the schedule. One of the reasons I'm doing these, and I got a little note on, John's doing some comedy, so I want to plug John. He's a pretty funny guy when he gets up on the stage, and he will be in Tucson tonight. But now you're not going to see that, but you will see it on the 20. Let's see, it's Friday and Saturday. The 20. What is John? What's Friday, Saturday?
24th and the 25th.
Yeah, 24th and the 25th.
January.
Of January, of course. And John will be at Laughs in Tucson, 24th and 25th, those two nights. All right. So, and I've told you that before. All right. And then on February 21st through the 25th, he's got a tour. He's going to be in order: Memphis, Oklahoma City, Albuquerque, Phoenix, and Las Vegas. Those 5 days. All right. And we'll give you more on that. Check out his Instagram, John_Hickok45 on Instagram, and you get more information on all of those events. All right. So what else have we been doing to update you? Well, one thing that's sort of up to date, right? In the last week was the Python fiasco, right? The Colt Python fiasco. And let's see, I posted that on, I guess, Sunday night or Monday. And so you saw the gun malfunction in the video, and right at the end. And so too bad, because I spent about 30 minutes talking about how I kind of liked it, even though it's not exactly the same, and how I want to buy one, and then it acts up on us. Well, we're going to find out what it was exactly, and we're not the only ones who had that issue with it. And as I understand, Colt is right on that. They will look at that gun, and so we'll have some feedback for you on that. Okay, and I don't know when it'll be, next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but we'll let you know. Okay, and it may become evident on the internet before that or whatever, but that it's too bad. It's funny, so many of you said how sad and disappointed I looked. I really was. I mean, it was just genuine. The thing shoots well and everything, and it's almost a Python, and it's ironic and funny. I had called around. I wasn't going to buy it from Buds, because I knew they didn't have many in or any at all yet, hardly, just a few, and we're trying to get some in. So. And we can buy guns from them, of course, and could call. I just didn't want to get in front of the line and buy that 4-inch Python and from them. I feel like I'm keeping somebody else from getting one until these things get in stock better. Not that I'm like pat myself on the back. Wasn't that nice of me? I really was gonna. I called a gun shop on, I don't know, Saturday, whenever. I just see if they had any in. If they had one in, because I had shot this one enough. I guess that was Saturday. I don't know. If they had one in 4-inch, 4 1/4, I was going to go over and buy it. I really was. And I called them, gun shop in Nashville. That was before this happened. Because I've been shooting it and hadn't had any trouble. And I even thought, that's cool, I'm going to buy one. I like them enough, I'm going to buy one. And then I'll have it for the video too. We'll have both of them and everything. So, might as well go ahead and do it, because I'm going to do it if I can find one. But they're just not out there much, the 4-inchers yet. Anyway, we'll let you know on that. And a lot of comments about how horrible Colt is and everything. And of course that happens. It wouldn't matter what the company is. They're just junk. Someone ought to count the comments on all gun videos and just see how many people call Glocks junk, CZ's junk, Colts, Smith & Wesson, you name them right on down the line, junk, so it just kind of depends on your perspective, doesn't it? And of course we're all aware, we don't pull punches, we don't hide, and we don't hide anything, as you know. I've criticized Colt, as well as other companies and even the Python and everything. But it's a likable firearm. If you like revolvers, it really is, and it's just beautiful. And that remake of it, or new version of it, 2020, is not that bad at all. If it works, minor detail, right? So I haven't changed my mind. If I'm satisfied with the verdict on that, what it is, if they let someone get out with 2 week a hand spring, or they just need to, I don't know, do some small redesign on the hand or something, the ratchet, I don't know. I'm not a gunsmith. I don't play one. I'm satisfied with what it was. I'll still go ahead, buy it, take the chance. So anyway, that was funny when I look at that video, because I know the wind did go out of my sails. It's also funny how I was really finished with shooting it, and I do that quite often. Though I think I'm finished, going to wrap up the video, and I'll shoot a couple more. I think I did the same thing in the shotgun video we just posted, the double barrel slugfest. That's just kind of what I do, I guess. And when you know it, I'm glad it happened though. So we all learned something. We'll keep you updated, okay? And it may not even be necessary, but we will. So we're out west. We're headed to Phoenix and on up into Las Vegas, and we'll be there by the time you see this. And SHOT Show, and got some meetings and kind of thing. So we're looking forward to it. It's tiring. It really is. A lot of people, but it's pretty cool to be there. And we still kind of are committed to going. Every year we talk about not going the following year, but you have to decide pretty much if you want to get reservations and everything lined up for the following year, whether or not you're going about a year in advance. So that's just what we're faced with. So we're here. And I think I probably covered all the things except, and of course, Ballistol and Talon grips. We just appreciate everybody that helps us out. And then last but not least, the silver, the precious metal dealer, atmex.com. Okay, I don't think I have any silver on me either. I got some funky sandwich, quarter or dime probably, but I don't have any silver or gold with me. But we appreciate atmex.com helping us out. Okay, check them out. Look at the links in the description. You can get to about all those folks. There are limits on what you can do on YouTube, linking to gun shops or anybody that sells guns, that sort of thing. So you can go to our website if you need to. I think you know what the links are to everybody who helps us. Not exactly a mystery. Okay. So how long am I taking? I got to shut up. So don't forget Virginia tomorrow, and I hope a lot of you are there, and we'll all be thinking about what's going on there and following it, and standing guard at our own states. Try to prevent this cancer, as I call it, from spreading further south and further, across the country. Okay, because it's sort of on the west coast and east coast doing its damage, maybe the most, but it's trying to spread into the internal part of the country. Even in New Mexico and places, we stopped at a pilot station in New Mexico to gas up as soon as we got into the state. There'd be big signs on the doors, all the doors, about firearms. The official sign, be prosecuted, some level of felony for having a firearm. New Mexico, my gosh. It wasn't as much a pilot thing. I don't know, maybe it was, but I stop at pilot stations all the time. I never see those, but boy, that one was posted like crazy in the state of New Mexico. It's unbelievable. And out here in the land of the free, you think of it as, don't you? Well, I'll tell you what, the land of the free is dependent upon who's in the state house in this state, or New Mexico, or Arizona, California, Nevada, wherever you are, right? Doesn't matter what it looks like, doesn't matter what the history is in the state where you are. It's just whoever's elected in your county, whoever's elected at the state level, especially what's going on there. That's what determines everything about where I sit. What I can own, what I can have in my pocket where I sit, what I can do. That's just the reality, isn't it? We tend to forget that, but it's so true. Anyway, I've gone too long, so I just didn't want to skip a Sunday shoot around because I know you'd be mad at me. All right, so Here, I'll shoot. Bang, bang, bang. All right, I shot. So anyway, y'all take care. Have a great week. And y'all that are in Virginia or going to Virginia, be safe, be careful, and let your voices be heard. And we'll be thinking about you. Life is good.